Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the KFC, which brilliantly stands for Keith's Fantasy Club. This is their new take of Kingorilla. This is EAVI metal version, so it converts, as you can see, from Cybertron Warrior to a Jet and Gorilla and back again. So for those of you eagle-eyed Transformer fans, you'll be able to tell that this is a third-party take on the horrorcon and triple changer apeface. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to have a very quick look at the packaging because it is absolutely beautiful. There's quite a bit to read there. If you do want to read that yourself, I'm going to say pause now, and then of course you can have a read of that. I'm going to show you the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a detailed look at him in all three of his modes, and I've got an abundance of comparisons to do for you as well. So the box art is absolutely stunning. For those people who are new to third party like myself, I want to give you an idea of just how big this is. So the box that he's coming in, there is the Legacy Combiner Menasor, and to be honest, you can't even see because I've got no space. That's how big this is. You could probably fit it inside there just about. Right, so we've had a quick look at the box there. It is lovely. When you open up the box, you get this polystyrene insert, and then when you open up that, you get that particular figure. So now I can move everything a little bit closer and indeed show you him. So this is pretty much how he comes in the box. All I've done is I've just folded his feet out, and of course I need to take this QC pass sticker off the shoulder there. So as I say, for those of you who've never seen these figures before, this is my very first impressions as well. I did a review on their take on Snapdragon last month, which I'm going to bring out for some comparisons as well. And again, same as with the last time, the first impressions of this are really good. It is huge. It is very, very heavy because lots of this is made out of metal. Lots of it is die cast. It's big, it's chunky. I believe, again, I've not got the original. It's just got a different deco. So I've seen a few images. I've not seen any videos on this purely for the fact that I want this to be exactly this, my first impressions of this. Now you can already tell you've got the very same problem, but it's not too bad. He's holding up as the original apeface, and exactly my poor old G1 apeface, which you're going to see the kibble at the back falls down and it tips him over. That is of course it is the most common problem with the G1 original. We're going to do some more comparisons in a second. I just wanted to show you that before we have a look at the figure, the stuff that comes with him. So the accessories that comes with him, you've got two blast effects, which of course you can use for jet mode. You've got two guns, which it would have been really cool if you could put that in there, but you can't. Again, you can put batteries in there. You see these screws, you can undo these, and then if you press this, this does illuminate. I unfortunately have none of the batteries that fit in there, and then this will fold out as well to be able to be held in his hand, and you can mount it I believe on the jet mode. I'll 100% double check that when we get there. Same for this. You've got the stand, which is exactly the same as what their take on Snapdragon had, and then what you've got is some lovely little paraphernalia. To be honest, you've got a collector's card there, which is brilliant, all wrapped up. You've then got an additional poster. Yep, a poster, which is great, which is apeface. There he is, Kingorilla in all three modes. Nothing on the back, just exactly that. And then of course we've got the book, and what I like about the book, to be honest, I say this quite a lot, and I learned to say this from a lot of other people, most third-party company instructions are awful. However, this is really straightforward, and so was their take on Snapdragon. So it's quite detailed. I just need to show you the shield. There's a story there as well. Again, if I put that there, I suppose you can read it if you want to. They're really detailed. You can see there where it's saying to put the batteries in, and of course I'm going to be showing you him in all three modes. I'm not going to be doing any of the light up things, unfortunately, because I just don't have the batteries. The other thing that comes with him is the shield, which again you can double up. You can attach it on the back. There's a few things that you can do, or you can just, as I say, pop it in his hands. I'm going to be doing all that in the final part of the video. This part of the video is going to be the first impressions, and here we go. So lovely head sculpt. It is huge. You can't really make him look up and down because of course he's a headmaster. It will spin all the way around. There of course is the ape head, but maybe ever so slightly, but the articulation is just mainly side to side. Now everything is on ratchet, so it's going to clink and clunk. So the leg will out to the side, this hip skirt here at the front, again, clicks. It's really stiff, really tough to do that. It doesn't really go back, unfortunately. That's as far as it goes, but then the knee bend again on the ratchets will allow you to kick all the way back if you wanted to. Again, it just feels really robust, really sort of, I don't want to say stiff, I think, as I say, robust, just well put together is, I suppose, the best way I can describe how it feels. The feet, as I say, are folded out from the box. These will swivel, they will tilt right down, they will bend, they will rock, they will everything. Again, full 100% movement, exactly as you'd expect from, of course, a leader class figure. You can see, sorry, a masterpiece scale sized figure. You've got a bicep flexion. Now, this is where it gets a little crazy. You've got a wrist swivel. You've got a swivel at the top, oh, sorry, at the forearm. I'm sure you have at the top. Let's have a quick look. Unless I've been reading the instructions wrong. Yeah, you've got a swivel at the top of the forearm. You've got a swivel at the shoulder. So that swivels twice as well as the wrist. There's a tongue twister for you. The arms are on, and the shoulders are on ratchets. They'll go all the way up and round. They do go out, but you're not really supposed to, because that is pulling the shoulder attachment off as part of the transformation process. You can clearly see here that the fingers have ridiculous amounts of articulation right down to all the metacarpals in the fingers and right up, all of them. There you go, you can see. So there's 3 articulation points on every single finger, and you can turn them all the way around. They're on ball and socket joints as well, same as the thumb. Incredibly articulate. The only negative is, but it's not a negative, and I can't believe it, because the backpack, as you can see, is huge. It's not tipping him over. Granted, this is a new figure. If I transformed him a few more times, who knows whether the knees and the back would be able to support it. I'm hoping you can tell that this is beautiful metallic reflective paint, and I think that's what the upgrade to this is, or rather the new version is. There's an abundance of 5mm ports all over him, so you could, of course, attach other weapons from mainline transformers as well if you wanted to. This, I would imagine, I completely forgot about this, but of course, yeah, he's a headmaster. There you go. That folds down on the front and it gives you his readings. And with regards to the back, if I'm being extra picky and over pedantic, yes, you can now see that there's some beast feet there. You can't really have them on the top because that makes it look really apparent, even though you can't see, because it just doesn't look right. So you can fold them underneath like so, fold it all the way back and under and sort of point them down, but that doesn't look much better. I think it's better if you just straighten them off, and then it's a bit harder to see. With else for regards to, I suppose, these do feel hollow, and the only reason I know that is because I've had a look at the instructions, and I'm going to do an instruction tutorial on the transformation process on this to keep this main length of the video down. There's not much more to talk about him like this. What we're going to do for the rest of the video, we're going to have a look at him in his jet mode, his gorilla mode, then come back and do a load of comparisons, because again, I've got loads of figures out ready to show you him compared with. So then let's quickly, before we do all the comparisons, let's just use some of his accessories. So we've got the shield, which is exactly that. We can pop it in his hands, or indeed better, much better, on the side of his forearm, like so. This is more like the G1, which again I'll bring in a second. To be honest, it's really hard to try and put this on here. I've had a quick look at the instructions, and it's a bit strange. They don't really show him, well, I've not seen many pictures with him using this, purely because obviously with these you can fold the hands down, these parts on the guns, and then we can attach the guns in his hands. So to be honest, unlike the G1 version, which I'll bring in very quickly, and I'll bring him a lot more in later, he only had the one gun, and he had the shield in the hand. So for exact that reason, this is different. This has got the 2 guns, so we'll bring him in for some more comparisons at the very final part. So with this, I'm going to see if I can bring it down. As I've said, unfortunately I can't attach the blast effects, but that's purely because you can't. It's not just me. You can't actually attach the blast effects to it. This isn't straight, that's why that's not gone in. Trying to reach around the camera, I'm not doing myself any favors. There we go. I'm not even going to close his fingers, I'm just going to put them there to give you an idea of how big the guns are. But then, as I say, where I have seen this stored is if we fold this up and over. You can then, if you want to, you can attach that at the back as well. If you wanted to, you could, there's a hole there on the back and you could attach it, but mainly if you really wanted to, let's see if we can just pop it on the top of the shoulder. It probably would look a little bit better there, to be honest. But again, what you're going to do with it, I don't know. Is it going to fit there? Just about. And then, to be honest, maybe you could fold it round like that. You saw where it was going to go. To be honest, it's just better used in all the other modes. I think with the two guns, he looks more than it's more than enough for him. Perhaps you could wrap it around the forearms like that. Yeah, you could, but it's just really big and it's going to get in the way. I'm going to put it there though, just because you can. There we go. Perhaps that's a little better. And then you could, if you wanted to, if you've got the space, you could extend them out. Right, that's enough with having a look at his accessories. What we're going to do now then is we're going to come back for the final time and do some comparisons. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode already. There will be a transformation process video uploaded separately. I'm not going to show any on this particular video to keep the main length of the video down, so quick apologies for that. But yes, there will be one if you want to see it, and one that hopefully will be of help and use to you. Now, once again, I'm going to try and give you, well, first of all, I'm going to try and review it and give you an idea of just how big this thing is. It's huge. So I've got a masterpiece trail breaker here for you, and it's got to be nearly 3 times the size in length of that. I'm going to attach the shield via that tab there, but before we get there, I want to show you the detail in there. That looks spectacular. Different golds, different silvers, different gunmetal greys. It looks so good. The only one negative thing I will say about the transformation process is it's quite tough. You can see I'm pretty much suffering from it in there. It's took me nail pretty much off, but I'll explain why. As I say, in the transformation, it's just clunky and it's just chunky, to be honest. The cockpit, same as the Snapdragon. Again, you can attach some batteries, put some batteries in there rather, and that will light up via taking that out underneath. I've got the blast effect that I can now attach to the back of this into these ports here, like so. So this is going to make it even bigger. On the landing gear, you can see it's brilliant. It does roll backwards and forwards really quite easily. Now, I didn't show you Spasma in the first part of the video, which of course there is the robot head. Now, if we transform him like so, this is brilliant. Look, he's got articulation in the elbows, he's got articulation in the shoulders, he's got articulation in the head. The legs do come apart. He's got full articulation. He's got loads. And then randomly, this little piece of metal comes with this. And I've done my research, and thanks to the guys on Showsy Discord, they answered pretty quickly. He can stand on there. It's just like a little platform for him per se. But also, this is what's really cool as well. He's got magnets on his feet. And on this particular part here, this particular part right there, that is some more die cast. And indeed, he will balance and stand on there. So as I say, there's quite a few die cast parts on this. If we're going to compare him to the original, if I just transform him, fold him out, there's no comparison whatsoever. He's nearly the same. Well, I suppose he's up to his shoulder height, but just for the detail that's on him, it's crazy, to be honest. It really is on a different level. And I'm going to now try and show you the difference in size between the original as well. So let's pop him in here, have a go at getting it to fit. Again, I've not had a go at any of this just yet. There you go. That's where you can slot the batteries in. Let me just lift that up for you to show you can slot the batteries in there, and that will of course make his console light up. Let's close that. I'm not going to close it all the way down because again, it's ripping my nails to bits. Same as this, these will obviously clip fully in there, but again, because I'm going to transform him pretty much into, well, straight after this part, I'm just going to leave them slightly lifted up. On the underside, we've got the landing gear there and there, and they've managed to fold away, as I say now, the feet underneath. Right, let me attach the shield or the additional wings at the back via this port there. I'm not going to again push it all the way in. In fact, maybe I need to. Let's lift this up slightly. Let's rest that into there. You can see it fits nice and snug, and that just finishes off the look. I mean, look at that. It's got to be well over a foot. This has got to be, oh, it's huge. I'm going to find out and try and measure it in a second if I can. But there's the original G1, which again was quite big in the alternate mode, but it's nothing absolutely nothing compared to this. I've not even attached the weapons underneath yet. So we've got the blasters like so, and indeed, look, if we fold this out like that, in fact, no, I need to turn it in, don't I? We can pop this into this port here as well. So let's put that in. This is just making this look better and better and better. Do you know what I was thinking when I first saw this? I was thinking I prefer Snapdragon. Now I don't know. That's insanely good. Look at it, huge. Right, nothing. Oh, there is, of course there is. There's the stand. I've got the stand here like so. Let's build this up. There's the notch on there. This is exactly the same as Snapdragon's, or so Kingzilla, I should call him by his proper name or by his KFC name. There is the attachment on the underside, and let's see if I can carefully, yep, there we go. There it is, balancing unbelievably like that. What I'm going to do then, just quickly, just to end this section off then, is I'm going to lift it up like this and bring you an aerial view of it. There you go. That's this section done. We're going to come back now and we're going to have a look at him in his gorilla mode. Okay then, this is the final alt mode, and again, I've got to be really honest with you guys. This is, for a gorilla mode, it is very, very impressive, and it is also absolutely huge. I mean, massive. I could probably angle him over a little bit more if I wanted to. And another thing, you know, he's got this huge back, which isn't too bad, and it's completely managing to balance, no problem whatsoever. He's got fully articulate, I suppose, shoulder joints you can hear on the ratchet. These could be, I suppose, classed as elbows. You've then obviously got wrists, you've got individually articulated fingers, and you've got the same at the hips as well. All of that is going to move around. Again, if I try and give you an idea of how big he is, there's a Toxitron leader class. I know it's just the cab that's leader class, but look how much bigger it is than it. It's massive. If I get like a deluxe figure, again, completely towers over it, a new age third party. This is a huge figure, and I really hope that I'm doing this guy some justice, in honesty. With regards to the comparison with the G1, which again is still quite a cool figure for its time, but this is a different league. You can clearly see this is a different league. I'm going to hold him up purely so I can keep him in the frame, to be honest. I just wanted to do this super quick, because what I want to do as well is show you that you can actually, that's lifted all the way up, that's what's going on. You can power up. There we go. Is it going to hold? Probably not even going to hold, but you've got an idea of just how much bigger it is. I also wanted to show you this, the head. If I open, I mean, of course, the head's got full articulation because of how it's fixed in. But look, you can open up the mouth, and inside there's like some little cannons as well, little blasters. So you've even got that as well. It's really quite a impressive figure. Then what you can do as well to power him up even more, we can take the shield. You can open up these like so, which I've only just worked out, to be honest. We've got a little dowel there, and if we look here on the back of him, I can then put this in to there like so, and it still holds, and he still holds fine. And then I'm going to take these giant blasters. Oh, it's just come out. Give me 2 seconds. It's probably better than it's come out, to be honest. So I can then do this. What I'm doing is I'm attaching these to it, and then I can reattach this via this hole here, pushing that down. And then if I stand him up again, oh, I just popped that slightly off, but you get the idea of what you can do with this. It is insane, absolutely insane. The best thing about this, I would say, so far, I just quickly want to tell you again that all these parts here are die cast, but I think the best thing about this is the fact that every mode is good. Every mode is good. Usually, as I say, there's one that suffers. With this one, absolutely not at all. What a stunning figure. So that's all 3 modes seen. Let me just press this. I don't even need to. I'm going to transform him again now. Anyway. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to come back, and he's going to be back in his robot mode for the final time to see how he shapes up with a few other figures, including Kingzilla as well. Okay then, back for the final time, as I said, for a load of comparisons. Again, just to give you an idea of how good and indeed how big this figure is. So there he is, of course, next to his horrorcon partner. And again, there's a separate review for this chap on this channel already if you want to see that. What I need to do now, though, is again just to bring these in to give you a bit of an idea. There's the G1 original of apeface. And there's the G1 original of Snapdragon. So if you only collect G1, hopefully that's going to give you a little bit of an idea. Or if you didn't have them, there is a headless white Ultra Magnus cab, which, as you can see, is indeed still much smaller than them. So these are genuinely huge masterpiece sort of scale figures. I'm going to bring the take on of Snapdragon away because we've done more than enough with him. I'm going to bring up Legacy Menasor, who of course is a bit bigger, and yes, I do decide and choose to turn the cars around. That's obviously not the way it's supposed to be. I mean, he's still up to, you know, chest level on that. He is huge figure. So if you collect masterpiece figures, this next part is going to be a little bit better for yourself, just to give you more of an idea. So I've got a mix of old and newish masterpiece figures. He is towering above these, which you can see. Here is the latest train bot out to date at the moment, and again, as you can see, still towering above him as well. If this again is making no sense to you or not relevant to you, if you collect new mainline figures, then this part will help you out. So where are we? Leader class Legacy Armada Megatron, towering above Leader class Toxitron, Deluxe Devcon, Deluxe Jazz, and Voyager class Cloud Cover. And then, funnily enough, just because he's in a hand and I can grab him, Smash Changer Optimus Primal. So huge figure. But I am going to wrap this up. Again, there will be a separate tutorial video for the transformations on this because obviously I did want to keep the length of the video down. I appreciate it's still a long video, but I also wanted to do this figure some justice at the same time. So I am, oh no, yeah, very few then. I've just realised legend scale collectors, a couple of these, just for those of you who don't or really know. There is New Age Magic Square Iron Factory, and there's probably no point putting a Doctor Wu on because you won't see him at the bottom. But that is definitely it. I think I've done all the relevant comparisons for you to give you an idea of his size and indeed his scale. He is a stunning figure. Thank you. Let me know what you think of him in the comments, actually, because again, most people on this channel are new to third party like myself. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and take care.